So very good afternoon to you all. So I'm Dr. Syed Mujahid Hussaini, Director, Nawab Shah Alam Khan College of Engineering. So welcome for today's this session, webinar on entrepreneurship development orientation program. So this is just an orientation program. Just our speaker is going to tell about what are the things are involving in startup, especially after COVID-19, especially after lockdown. So a lot of issues are happening in industry. Almost every industry is suffering. Profits are come down. Customer support is decreasing. So a lot of issues are happening. Even a lot of people are losing the jobs also. So that's why we decided to start one this entrepreneurship training program, especially for the students. So we thought, in addition to students, we can offer these things to the other people also who's really interested to start, interesting to go to startups, because in this COVID-19, I think a lot of people are losing the jobs. Even for jobs are there, but payment issues and a lot of things are happening, and everybody having some ideas are there in their minds to do some kind of startups, but they don't have they don't know how to start the startup. So that's why we are making this platform. I think we are making this as a platform to give some suggestions, some ideas to the startups, and definitely we are trying to continue this webinar series now every week, not only this week. So this is the starting of this webinar. So next week also we'll try to conduct. So that maybe I will announce at the end of the session. So while going, just I will introduce our speakers. Today's speaker. So this is Mr. Yaseen Sarwat. He's the founder and CEO of Institute for Student Entrepreneurship and Innovation. So mostly his organization is involving in startups. So he's basically a master in business administration in marketing. He have well experience in various MNCs. So previously he was associated with Thomson Reuters, Facebook, EC Council, and also Metamorphosis. So now he having his own startup, his own company is there, and he's assisting to the youngsters, students, as well as the aspirant entrepreneurs to start the entrepreneur. So he having experience and as well as a passion to give this kind of entrepreneurship development programs and as well as incubations. So incubation of students' ideas, students' projects into a realizable product. So with this few words, I request Yaseen, please take over this session and start your presentation. So please unmute yourself, Yaseen. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the lovely introduction. It was an honor. And yes, without any further delay, we would start with the presentation because we have already crossed the time. So let's start with the presentation now.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Right. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yaseen Sarwat. I am the founder and CEO of ISEI, which stands for Institute for Student Entrepreneurship and Innovation. Right. Moving on to the next. This was just a logo about my company. The next slide moves to this. So this is all about ISEI. What we do as an ISEI, like we train students. We have a belief that probably by 2020, 2022, we're going to train a lot more students on this subject matter of entrepreneurship and make their goals achieve and to start their own startups. This is our vision. The next slide. This is again about me, but you know all about this. So again, we move to the next slide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is one of the most important slide you see here. So all of you, if you see entrepreneurship, what is entrepreneurship? Like few of you might have an idea like what is an entrepreneurship? Okay, I know entrepreneurship as a subject where it gives us training and teaches us in different directions, like to how to achieve your own goal, how to how to become a businessman, how to succeed in business, and how to become a successful businessman. This is not just that. And entrepreneurship is something which which have to adapt few things. Like if you can see in this slide, there are different wordings attached to entrepreneurship. There is confidence, there is leadership, there is challenge, there is innovation, there is teamwork, there is passion, creative improvement, achievement, business, adventure, communication. Now, if you see, all of you, the business word is kept aside from entrepreneurship. Why? This is just a word, entrepreneurship. This wouldn't have been just a word of entrepreneurship. Previously, this would have been just the business. Like, okay, learn about business, learn about how would you become a businessman. But why entrepreneurship? The word has been derived because business, to become business and to become a businessman, it is not just a small thing saying, okay, I have this idea in mind, let me just continue this idea, and I have this product, I'll open an office, I'll take some laborers with the help of them, I'll make this product and go and meet few people. That is not the end. An entrepreneur means you have a complete dedication and discipline to your work. Let it be a small product, let it be something, let it be a matchbox. If you have a different idea of matchbox, that I want to sell this matchbox in this way, right? That actually will not stop you. And entrepreneurship means taking that, believing in that product. Let it be a small business, believing in that product and saying that I will create history. Because one of the story, like there was a person, there was a big school, big institute where they were, rich kids studying, and the teacher was asking every student, what do you do? What does your father does? What does your father do? What kind of business does he carry? So one of the persons said, my father has a business of automobile. When he said automobile, like making cars and selling them, all these things. So that was like, wow. Okay, his father manufactures cars, man. Wow, this company belongs to him. Wow. And immediately there was a person sitting right beside him. And so the lecturer asked him, what does your father do? He said he does business. Like, what kind of business? He said he manufactures cycle. And all the students were laughing. Every single student were laughing, like, oh, his father manufactures cycles. Oh my God, what is this? And there's this person whose father, manufactures cars. So everybody, only that person who answered, and then again, the lecturer asked the previous student, like, what is the revenue of your father, the person who had car manufacturing business? So he said, on an annual income, my father earns $50 million, which is a big amount. And when he asked the same question to the and to which he said, what is the revenue of your father? He said, my father earns more than, not like less or more. He said more than $50 billion on a yearly revenue, on a yearly average. So basically a year, his father earns 50 billions, because the strategy for bicycle and the strategy for motors or cars or bikes is different. The moment he said that my father earned 50 billion, more than 50 billion per year, all the students were like quiet. Oh my God, what is it? What did he just say? This much of amount? Because if you go and have a research, the business in terms of cycling than cars or bikes and everything. The cycling business is like totally high. Their manufacturing was different. Their strategy was different in such a way that person had a discipline, that person had a networking strategy, a structure strategy. So all these things happen. So never mind what you do. The only thing is you have to be dedicated in what you believe, right? Now moving on to the next slide. Right.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Next slide. Go ahead.
yeah. So if you see this word in this slide, innovation.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. So the next slide, as you can see, innovation. Now you might be thinking, why innovation is like, putting as a big word. Why innovation? I think entrepreneurship was, much important than innovation. Why innovation is like kept a big word, because innovation itself is a true word, a true believer, or should I say, a true what do you say, best friend kind of person to entrepreneurship. Because innovation is not just a simple word saying, okay, I know how to innovate. Okay, I manufactured a bottle, so I say that okay, I manufactured a bottle. This is my innovation. No, innovation means many different things. It has many different words involved in innovation, right? So basically, in innovation, there are three important points. The first point is configuration. The second point is offering. And the third point is experience. Now, talking about all these 3 points, individually, I'll start with configuration. If we talk about configuration, we need to first have a profit model. How will you make a profit out of this business? What is your profit model? Like you find a business, okay. Now, how would I make sure, I'm removing all the manufacturing expenses, removing all the marketing expenses, removing all the salaries, whatever you do, and traveling and all the things. What is your profits model? That is one important thing. The second most important thing is network. How best network you have, and how well are you using your network? You have a network, you're making new network for your own business. If you have a own startup, you have a own business. Now, network is very important. You have to be connected everywhere. You have to be connected with every single person. Like if there is a person, related to your business or not, even he is not related to your business, but then there is some need from him. You have to be connected. So network is second most important thing. The third important thing is structure. Your business should have a clear structure for you. At least you need to have a clarity. Like, okay, this is my business, and I need to, make a structure in this way. I need to structureize these columns. I need to structureize these figures and make sure that all these things come in a very profitable manner and also in a positive manner. The fourth point, the first point was profit model. The second point was networking. The third point was structure. And the fourth important point is process. Now, if you start a business, you might be having certain departments, like whatever business. Like again, if I take an example of a water bottle. Now, if you might be having a different, departments like a manufacturing department, right? You will next be having a sales department. You'll be having a PR department. You'll be having a finance department, right? You'll be having a creative department. So all of these departments, you need to have a proper process. When I say process, you can also call it as an SOP, step by step. What do you have to do in a manufacturing department? What do you have to do step by step to make sure the process becomes clear for you, and also to the person who is working with you, and also to the person who is new to the organization. Done. Now, these 4 points comes under configuration. The second, beside configuration, is offering. There are two important points in offering. The first is uh, product performance and product system. Now, what is product performance? Your product performance is basically the quality of your product. The best, how best quality you have in this product, you can go forward. Like if you create a product saying, okay, I have this product, let me just try convincing the person with a very low manufacturing cost of thing, and manufacture the product, and that doesn't satisfy the customer. So how well is your quality with your product? That is more important. That is more important than anything. The
Uh,
second thing,
Excuse me, Mr.
yes,
Yasin. Is slides are fine, or you need to move the
yes.
slides?
No, sir. It's fine, sir. It's fine. Let's
Okay.
begin.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was telling you about product performance that is completed. The second point, the most important, is product system. Now, what is product system? Product system all about what apart from your product, what else are you giving to the customer? Like complimentary. Are you giving a discount kind of thing? You know, are you giving, buy this, take this free? Are you saying I'm selling you a bottle? This bottle is like it is great quality and all these things. with this bottle I give you one more bottle free, like two more bottles free. What more? What more? Or you've been the customer has been added few points, all these things. So this comes under product system. Now configuration, offerings. The third is experience. In experience, the most important thing, experience is the most important thing. And there are four more points in experience. You all need to have this. Why am I telling you? Because innovation is not a small word. Innovation is a big word. And all these points are to be added in your mind and are to be, you know, struggling in your mind. Like, okay, I need to understand this point. I need to understand this point. So talking about the last point, which is experience. The first point in experience is customer engagement. How well you are engaging with your customer. The second is branding. How well are you branding your product or your company? Right. The third is service. How is your service? Are you well enough? Your service is well enough with your customers. Are you, whatever is, if it's not your product, if it's service, how will it satisfy the customer? And the fourth and most important thing is channel. How best you have a channel to to promote and to sell your product. So these all comes under innovation, because innovation is not a small word. You know, if you want to innovate, you need to have all these points in your mind. So this was all about innovation. Let's move to the next slide. Yes. So who is an entrepreneur? Like if it, as I told you in the first slide of what is an entrepreneurship, this comes here again. Who is an entrepreneur? Like a businessman. Okay, there's a businessman. There's a person who is running his business. Is an entrepreneur. Okay, there is this person who is running a sweet shop. Is he an entrepreneur? There's a person who's running a startup. Is he an entrepreneur? Like, to be honest, every single person who is doing a business is an entrepreneur. But there is an exemption. Now, the clear definition on entrepreneur, who is an entrepreneur, is the person who finds problem. The person who finds a problem and takes that problem as an opportunity. That is an entrepreneur. A person who finds a problem and takes that problem as an opportunity. I'll give you a small example. Uh, yes. So a small example from Oyo rooms. Every single person of you know what is Oyo rooms and where does Oyo room stands right now. That person is, he's making billions and billions in Oyo rooms, right? So I'll tell you his journey. How did he become an entrepreneur? That's a very interesting story. So this person at the age of 21, he was just roaming here and there, trying on new businesses. So became an entrepreneur, trying this business which was working out, trying this business which was again not working out. So similarly, he had been traveling here and there for some business, and he had to travel in here in the city in India itself. And what did he do? He went to meet a client. After meeting the client for a business meeting, he literally failed in the meeting. He said to himself that, okay, this business is also gone. Let me just think on another business. So he didn't like take a step back. He was like, no, I am pretty confident that I'll do it. And so what happened is, it was late in the evening, and he thought, let me take rest. So I went to a nearby hotel and asked him that I need a room. And to which he said, fine, this is the amount. And he paid the amount and he went to the room. The moment he went inside the room, he felt very horrible. He was like, where am I? You know, the room was not in a good condition at all, to be honest. The paintings were horrible, you know, the walls were horrible, the bed was horrible, the bathroom was horrible, and the switchboards were horrible. It was smelly, all these disgusting things. And he was frustrated, and he started packing his bags. Immediately, he wanted to pack his bag, and he took his bag and he was coming out of the room. Now, the moment he was coming out of the room, a point hit him. Like, okay, just a second. He sat on the bed, looked to the room clearly, and started thinking, like, can I take this as an opportunity? Wait, I will take this as an opportunity. Now, what he thought, okay, this is the empty room. me as a customer, I as a customer, I am not satisfied. This might be the same reason with other customers also. So he made a plan. He went to the owner of the hotel and he told him, "Sir, you have this room which is very ugly." And he said, "Yes, if you want to stay, stay. Otherwise, you want to go, go." And to which he said, "Okay, why don't you do one thing? Can you give me this room? Can you give me this room for rent for about 1 month?" He said, "Rent for month? Yeah, I have two options for you. So I'll be getting customers from my side only to this room, only to this room. Okay, I'll be getting customers from my side, and if if I get a customer, whatever the price is, I'll be quoting more than whatever you're quoting. So out of that, 60% will be yours and 40% will be mine." To which the owner said, "Okay, fine, but what if there is no customer?" To which the owner of Oyo Room just said that, "Sir, if that's the case, then if there's no customer, I'll pay you the rent on a monthly basis. Whatever the rent is for whatever you have a price for the room, that will be converted into month, and then I'll be paying." The owner said, "Fine, I'm very happy with this. Like, ऐसे भी हो वैसे भी हो पैसे तो आ रही है." He was like, "Fine, ठीक है, I'll do it." And then what Mr. Ritesh Agarwal, the founder of Oyo Room, what he did is he went to a grocery store, he picked a few items, and he started arranging the rooms. He started cleaning the rooms. Right? He placed a new bed sheet. He placed a new carpet. He put all the decorative items in the room. He cleaned the bathroom. He changed the switchboards. He changed the fan. He changed the lighting. All these things in a decorative pattern. And immediately in a week they were good customers. The person was getting, in a month he was getting 2 to 3 customers, but in a week he was getting 3 customers. In 1 week he got 3 customers, which where he thought, okay, this is going good. Then he again moved on to a month. Till again a month, the same thing happened. Till a month, instead of getting 3 in a month, he started getting 16 to 17. And he called that guy and said, "Sir, why don't you do one thing? Why don't you take all my rooms? Take all my rooms, do whatever you want, give me this percentage or give me this rent." To which he agreed. And now you can look where Oyo Rooms is. Like, if where you see, Oyo Rooms have collaborated with every different building. They don't have their own building. They don't have their own building where they have building as Oyo Rooms. They have collaborated with many people. Not today. Nowadays, people have been to department.
I think just a minute. The speaker have some network issue. I think he will join in few seconds. Mr. Yaseen, I think you are muted. Can you please unmute and continue? Yeah, please continue.
Yes, sir. So, talking about the Oyo Rooms. So now you can see where Oyo Rooms are. Very big. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So Oyo Rooms is an entrepreneur who finds a problem and takes that problem as an opportunity. Now, moving to the next slide. Sir, next slide, please.
Yeah, actually, I went to next slide. Is it not visible? Next slide. Okay, just a minute. I'll. Is it fine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, if you look at this slide, why entrepreneurship? That's a big question. Like, many of you might have a dream of becoming some, different. I want to join a job. I go for this job. I'll go for that job. I want to become a pilot. I want to become a scientist. All of you have a dream. Wonderful. But you might be having a point in your mind that why do I choose entrepreneurship? Why entrepreneurship as a subject is important. Now, let me tell you guys, we are living in 2020. Now, all of you might have understood by the hit of coronavirus, we have been locked down, and there are many billions of people have lost their jobs. Now, as an entrepreneur, what I feel is entrepreneurship as a subject should be learned by every single person. Now, to understand the concept of business, like, see, we have a motto that we want to make all the students a job giver, not a job seeker. It's up to you that you have a good enough. But then, in schooling, what I'll tell you what in schooling, you have different subjects. You have biology, you have chemistry, you have physics, you have science, then you have maths, you have English, different subjects. Why all these subjects are being taught to you? So that after your school ends, and when you start, going into graduation, graduating yourself in different field, you need to have you will be having a clear vision in your mind. Okay, I was good in maths, so I'll go for this subject. I was good in science, I'll go for this thing. So similarly, entrepreneurship is a subject we need to understand, and you know uh, the business points, all these points should be there in your clear mind. This is more important. And looking in today's world, I don't think that not only me, it's the world who's talking, and all of you know where is the world going. Probably by 2040 or 2030, not only 2030, I'll say 2035 or 2040. I don't think there will be any jobs. I don't think there'll be much jobs for people, because technology is growing in a high level that there are big people who are thinking that not the humans to be in job. Why not the robots? If you see, there are many people coming up and making robots, giving robotics trainings and all, how to make a robot, all these things, and there are many robots nowadays. So the technology has reached certain level where a person wouldn't find a job. I guess mostly the jobs will be taken over by the robots. What I feel, to which also that's true. So why entrepreneurship is because you must be knowing the process, the methods of entrepreneurship, to know if at all you want to continue as if you want to become a businessman, if you want to become an entrepreneur, and if you want to be a job giver and job seeker. This is why entrepreneurship. Now, moving to the next slide. Yeah. Yes. Three important people of the world: Mr. Bill Gates, Mr. Narayana Murthy, and Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani. They had a dream from young to become big. They had a dream from young to become entrepreneur. You all know Bill Gates. You all know the story of Bill Gates, definitely. From where does he belong? How did he started Microsoft? How did he started the first system he wanted to put? All these things. How did he do all things? You know the success story of Bill Gates, where he started from in a small cabin. He started, then again, at what age that he became a CEO, and became the CEO of Microsoft. Then Mr. Narayan Murthy, the CEO of Infosys. He served Infosys for about 21 years. How big vision he had from a young age. He wanted to move into this and that and that. He started his own firm, just some small computer firm, which didn't work out, and then started moving with his friends. But there was a passion in him from his young age. Ki, no, I want to become an entrepreneur. The passion, the dedication, the discipline. Then again, Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani. You know the clear picture of Dhirubhai. You all know the clear picture of Dhirubhai Ambani. all of us have seen the movie Guru. It is the clear picture. There's a clear story which they have shown. Yes, he was a son of a teacher. His father was a teacher. Then to earn money, he went to Yemen, and there he started making money, making networks and all these things. Then came back to India, and boom, where is he now? He's no more now, but you can see where his kids have grown the name. You can see how where he had made a platform for the people. These three people are two motivators to become an entrepreneur. The next slide, sir. Wow, look at these three people. Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, who is from Facebook, then Ritesh Agarwal from Oyo Rooms, and Mr. Byju's from Byju's. We all know what is Byju's. We all know Facebook. We all know Oyo Rooms, right? Now to understand more, these three people started young again, like maximum at the age of 2021. Becoming young entrepreneurs is more important. And nowadays, in this world, especially in India, young entrepreneurs are needed. If you see these three images, right, Byju's, Facebook, Oyo Room, these three people are young. They started young, and now they are like billionaires. They started very young, probably 21, 22. And now look at them. Where are they? Where are they now? They are billionaires. They just, they had a creative mind. With that creative mind, they wanted to start something big. They wanted to, they were never scared. They were thinking like, okay, let me give me a try on this. You all know the story of Facebook. You all know the story of Oyo, just I said. And we definitely know what is Byju's and what Byju's is doing and how well they are. So, becoming young entrepreneurs is more important than, going for job and taking a job as an opportunity. I would say, if you if you're if you have a good job, if you're getting a good job, and you feel that okay, I am good here, I'm getting good money, right? I have a family, all my expenses are going good, I have no worries, then good. But to be honest, don't be scared to give up the good to reach the great. To be honest, don't give up on the good. Just just give up on the good. Sorry, don't be afraid on giving on the good to reach the great. If I say, if you want to quit the job and start your own firm, there are people who will be scared. अरे अच्छी खासी job है, why do I leave the job? इतनी अच्छी job है, अच्छी खासी salary आ रही है, all my needs are being fulfilled. क्यों मैं खामखा job छोड़ूं और मैं why do I start a startup? There are many people who are scared. ऐसे बहुत सारे हैं. There are many people who have their own vision, their own idea for the business. And trust me, your own vision, your own idea will help you moving forward. So, if you have an idea, don't be scared. There are many people who were scared and they took a back step instead of going further. So becoming young entrepreneurs take risk, and to be honest, yeah, becoming young entrepreneurs gives you success. Next slide, please. Yes. The upcoming job crisis in India. So as I told you before also that because of the lockdown, what happened? In India there were many people who lost a job, like many billion of people. I would say out of 100%, uh, 65% people in India lost their jobs. Yes, that is true because of the lockdown and because of mainly coronavirus. So we have seen with our own eyes that people are losing their jobs and things. This entrepreneurship subject will help you becoming a job giver, not a job seeker. So it is you know becoming a job giver is more important than job seeker. So with that circumstances, entrepreneurship is more important, and you need to know more about and uh, and you need to know more about the subject matter of entrepreneurship. So the job crisis is going to the worst and horrible, as I told you before also. So okay, let's move to another slide. Wow, yes. If you look at this graph, if you see, unemployment rate from 1999 to 2019, right? We are talking from 1999. So if you see in 1999, the unemployment rate was 7%, right? And then it increased in 2001, where it moved to 8%. Then slowly it moved down. Then in 2017, it came truly down, more down than 8%. If you see, then the same level was there in 2000 2009. Yes, the same was there in 2009, and again it started increase. And the last I could find is 2019, which shows that 10.51% of unemployment is there in India, which is more horrible. Which is more horrible, the unemployment rate. So if you can just imagine from this that, you know, uh, how how you can measure your security for your job. This is actually the most important chart for being unemployment. Next slide, sir. Yes, you see all these figures. The most important, the big figures. Ratan Tata, then a person from ISRO, the Prime Minister, right, and the person from Infosys. We are saying all the way that young entrepreneurs will make a difference in the Indian ecosystem. They need, and they're saying we need young people, we need young entrepreneurs who can start their own startup, and so that this brings an improvement in the country in our country, India. That is the wording from all the different people. Next slide, sir. Yes. So that was about entrepreneurship. Why entrepreneurship is important. Why we should, take entrepreneurship. How well can we be successful in becoming an entrepreneur? And do I need to join entrepreneurship courses, and why is so important to us? Now this is just a random thing. This is from my side, from my company, that it's our mission, our services that we provide two programs. One is essential and the other one is specialization. Now in this we take the students in a journey, a basic in a journey, to understand the core value of an entrepreneurship and how to become an entrepreneur. So we take the students on a journey from ideating till they enter the market. I'll tell you the topics which you can easily resemble to you. The first is ideating. The second is marketing. Then the third is economics of business, and fourth, which is the most important, legal terms. Which also in marketing there's also willingness to pay. Then knowing your customer, all these things. With this more important thing, we will also let you know, like if you have a proper business idea with you, also you have a product with you, will train you all these points. With this, all these points, we're going to train you, in terms like how to create a website, which is more important thing. When you say you have a business ready, how to create your own website, how to register your firm, right? How to register your firm as a sole proprietor, how to register your firm as a partnership proprietor, partnership firm, how to register your firm as a private company, right? And what is domain, how to create a domain, how to create what do you say, professional email, what will be the IT returns for individual registration, like if I go for sole proprietorship, if I go for partnership deal, and if I go for private company, what will be the IT return for them, and what is intellectual property rights, then what is the GST number. So all these things will be told to you in this program. And not only this, in the end, once we complete the program, we conduct an event in institute where you will be pitching a business idea. Now, if you don't have a business idea with you also, let me say, if you don't have a business idea with you also, this program will, the way we train you, will help you in forming a business idea, like starting. If you ideation will teach you, okay, the first topic itself is ideation. So ideation will teach you that how to form, and how to, how will you conduct a idea, a business idea in your mind, how will you implement it. So all these things, the process is there in the training, which will be help. And in the event, what will happen is you will be given certain time, you'll be pitching your business idea in front of the investor. So you'll be pitching investors to all of you. And if you have a great idea, physically or verbally, you can, if you have a product, you can just show the product and talk about the product. Or if not, you have but if you don't have a product, but you have a PPT, and you can present your idea through PPT to the investor. And if the investor finds your idea well, then immediately he or she will, will do the funding for your business and for your startup, and immediately you can start your firm. So this is there. It's not that, we give you training, we give you certificate and we are gone. No. So we give you training, we give you certificate, we also give you this opportunity to pitch your idea to the investors, so that you get a good funding, and you can take that funding as a business opportunity and start it. About and about my next slide, sir. Now, moving on to next slide. Yeah, so this is our scope of work, online sessions and collaboration. So we also teach online, and we also globally. So as looking the circumstances, uh,
Yeah, I think there is some network problem is there at speaker side. I think he will rejoin maybe in very shortly. Yeah, Mr. Yaseen, I think you are muted. So please unmute and go ahead. Okay, please continue.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
I think there is some network issues are there in your side.
Scope of which is online and collaboration. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, I'm so sorry for that.
Okay, no problem. You can continue.
Sorry for that, sir. And sir, okay. Yeah. So the scope of work, which is on collaboration, we come to the institute and teach, and we also teach online. So yeah. Next slide, sir.
Yes. Yeah, please go ahead, Mr. Yaseen. Okay. Think. Yeah, please unmute Mr. Yaseen and then go ahead.
Yes, sir. My apologies to all of you that I guess there's some network issues going on, and back to back I've been going out and coming in. So that's it. So thank you everyone. That's it from my side. That was all about entrepreneurship and about the company. So it was more about entrepreneurship than about the company. And I hope all of you, I hope all of you understood the point of, we creating this webinar and understanding the core value of an entrepreneurship. And this is my details, my number, my email. If you feel you have any doubts, you can call me anytime. You can email me and clear for your doubts. So thank you everyone for your time. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you. Thank
All
you
over
very
to
much.
you, sir. Now.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now I request the participant just if anybody have any questions, raise your hand so that I can unmute and you can ask your question. So now Muhammad
Yes,
Javed, I think Muhammad Javed having some question. Just you please you unmute and please ask your question. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, Assalamualaikum, Mr. Yaseen. Is my voice
yes, sir.
audible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please tell me.
Yeah, Mr. Yaseen, can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes, sir. I can
you.
listen to you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was having two questions. I'll club it together one. Exactly, I'll come down straight away to my question is that I have two, what do you call, business plans which has to be executed. Number one is I have what do you call the idea. I need to pitch it to a body or a platform where we can able to pull up the crowd funding. And you see, I have the in my actually what do you call baby plan, yeah, that this is going to how it's going to float. For this one, I have to come down. If I want to do it individually, I have to come down right from the scratch for setting up my financial planning services company and doing all sort of things. And now my question is that for pitching of my idea, will your platform will help me? Second question is that, or you will be helping out in doing all my legal works to be done and documentation to be done, of course at the cost. Yeah, I'm going to pay for that one. These are my two questions.
Okay. So the first question you have asked that you already have a pitch, and will I be helping you? Will we be helping you with the pitch going forward? So yes, the first thing I said, we will definitely be there to help you with the pitch. Like if you have a pitch, then we have investors. You can pitch your ideas to investors, and if the investor, it's all about impressing the investor, how well you're gonna.
Mr. Yaseen, your voice got breakdown. Can you come from the beginning? Sorry.
Yeah. Am I clear now, sir?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Now you're clear. Yes. Proceed.
Yeah. So I was saying that as you asked the first question, that you already have an idea and you want to pitch, and how well we can help you with that. So yes, if you have an idea, we do have investors. So the moment you say I have this idea, and the way you pitch in front of investors, so it's all about impressing the investor, like give him a clear knowledge that this is my idea and this is my break-even point. By this point of time, I'm I need this investment, and this point of time I might get this return, with the clear procedure from your PPT, right? So it's all about you and how the way you impress and talk about your business idea to the investor. So if at all he or she finds well, then that can be done. And the second question which you asked, that will I will be helping you with all the legal aspects, that I'll say, sir, that no, I will not be helping you with the legal aspect, but I'll be telling you what all things are to be needed. Like I'm not going to take you and saying that, sir, you go this, you come and pay the amount for this registration term. I'll do this. I will make sure that I make your website. No, I will be there to teach you. I'll give you the complete guidelines on how you can register your firm. What differences are there in a registration firm? Like there is partnership. What is the benefit if you go for partnership deed? What is the benefit if you go for private company? What is the benefit if you go for sole proprietorship? So I'll be giving you all the details. In fact, I'll be telling you that I'll be showing you how you will make a website. how will you make a domain? How will you make a professional email ID? So I'll be taking you in that journey. Once all these things have been taught, then immediately you can sit and start with your own work. So
Uh,
yes, sir.
I'll continue with the first question. No, sorry, Mr. Yasin, is that okay? Now, this my plan and my PPT, I will be preparing to the best of level, but it has to be aggregated or get satisfied with my risk analysis to people. And a guy who can study.
I think I request Mohammed Javed. I think you have his contact number. So maybe after this or maybe whenever you feel, please directly contact so that you can get a better clarity. So a lot of other people
Good,
also having
that is fine,
questions.
that is
So sorry for the interrupting you. Okay.
No
Yes, sir. You
issues.
can call
Okay.
me anytime, sir.
Okay.
I now request, I think, Kaunain. I think she having some question. Please go ahead, unmute yourself. Go ahead and ask the question. Kaunain,
Hello, sir.
go ahead. Yeah, your
Hello,
voice is
sir.
audible. Please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I actually had a question. In this current pandemic situation, how secure is it to become an entrepreneur?
Well, I would say, in this current situation, this is the best time you can become an entrepreneur, because there are many people coming up with different ideas. There are many people who are coming up with different business ideas, and if you see the people who have lost their jobs, right? Who have lost the job, they started their own firm in pharmacy background. They started with their own sanitizing stuff. They started hand sanitizing, they started car sanitizing, they started furniture sanitizing. So actually what I feel is this, in this situation, the virus situation, this actually helped all of us to know what we are best in. So I think this is the best stage to, as I say, like we're just sitting at home. If you have a job, that's one enough. But the people who lost the job, or a student, from a student point of view, they're sitting at home and just thinking, like, what do we do? Like, can I do this? There are people who are creating stuff. There are people who are working on websites. There are people who are learning about how to create a website. There are people who are eager to learn about, what if I want to start a business in this field? How do I do this? So I think this is the right situation to become an entrepreneur, because if this situation wasn't there, then you would have gone for your job and you'll be happy in your job. So I think, yes, this situation is like more helpful to become an entrepreneur.
I hope your question is
Thank you,
answered.
sir. The reply was really helpful.
Okay.
Thank
Next,
you, ma'am. Thanks.
next, Mushtaq Khadri, please go ahead and ask your question. Unmute yourself and ask your question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, sir.
First of all, thank you very much. And Mr. Mujahid Hussaini and Sarwat, both of you are doing a wonderful job. And I'll come to question fastly. My question is that I'm basically a management graduate, and I have throughout my life I was doing the job for others. Now I have started my own company, and it is basically a consultancy and training center. And in this we are facing certain challenges and certain issues. So will you please help me in this regard?
Definitely, sir. But what is the problem you're facing with this?
The problem what we are facing is as I told you, I'm an international trainer for facility management, and I was in Dubai, and I was training to, and most of the big facilities like Dubai International Airport, Burj Khalifa, all of them, my students are serving there. But when I'm started doing here, I'm facing the challenges. First thing is people are lack of awareness, and the second thing is people are not ready to pay even the 10% of what is the total fees in the international market.
Right. So what I feel, sir, is that
Sorry?
Yeah. Am I clear, sir?
Yeah, you're clear.
Yeah,
Please,
you are very much audible.
Yes, sir. So what I say is that, sir, looking in the current situation, like for training students and every single, that might take a bit time, right?
Yeah.
And similarly, we can take this as an opportunity, like, promoting our training programs, whatever you have, whatever training programs that you promoting. And what you and I personally feel is, every different country, not even country, every different city has their own different target, and
Yeah.
a difference of understanding, and especially in training. If you go with cities also, like say if I tell you Hyderabad or say Delhi, or say Mumbai, or different cities or different countries also, you have to, you need to be, we need to have a different plan of action in terms of training that you know very well. I don't have to tell you for this.
Yeah.
So look into that. I would say, something which is nowadays which is important. I would say, you know, uh, something boosting the students, saying a cost of price which is not to be increased. In fact, it should be reduced too much. And instead of that, saying that the deliverables are high. So if you provide training, you not only get this, you also get that, right? And the amount you don't have to pay that much of amount. That would be very reasonable, because if you look at the situations, nobody will want to get into a training source of like this. Like, okay, I don't want to get train on this firm as I have to pay this much of amount, or why should I waste my amount for now? Okay, if it's a learning platform, let me go somewhere else. Okay, I think I might find people on YouTube. Right. So instead of that, we can actually open a free webinar kind of stuff to, train students, telling them that what are you best at and what else you can do in training stuff. So I think, you know, uh, promoting the students, telling them that not on a free cost, but, taking time to be
At a
patient
lower
and
cost.
slowly understanding these stuff, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope.
I
Thank
hope
you.
you,
Yeah,
have.
yeah, yeah. To
And if you
to
think
certain extent, and
if there's anything else, sir, you can contact me personally also.
you are Mr. Hussaini, right?
No, he's Yaseen. He's Mr.
I
Okay,
am
Yaseen.
Yasin.
Yasin.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, Yasin. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Yasin. I
Thank,
appreciate your answer.
thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
sir.
And I request the participant who's asking question, please ask question briefly, because other people also waiting for the question. Now I unmute Mr. Aqil Ahmed. So please go ahead and ask your question. Mute yourself, Aqil Ahmed, and go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Sir,
Good evening,
as
sir.
said by the Mr. Yasin, so this
Sure.
situation, present situation, he's saying that best for the to become an entrepreneur. But if we observe, people are not buying anything. They are not willing to spend money other than any essential services. So, in what sector you feel that entrepreneurship will be having lot of scope in present situation?
Okay. So to be honest, in present situation, you know very well, pharmacy is going very good. Creating all the sanitizing stuff, all these things. So, but other than that, if I say there is no opportunity in becoming an entrepreneur in this current situation, is not right, sir. But you know, as an entrepreneur, if you believe to become an entrepreneur, you would definitely know what does the customer needs in this current situation also. Like if you have an idea of a laptop, let's say assume that you want to set up a business of laptop which you're selling in a unique way. You have unique configuration for your laptop. You would definitely know. You also know that looking into current scenario, you would not sell a laptop because there are people who would not buy it. But you can always find ways. That is what an entrepreneur do. Like he or she would find a clear way. Okay, I have to sell this. I know that there is this situation which is going wrong and nobody is willing to pay. Okay, how will I make sure the people can pay? How will I make sure that the customer will pay for this laptop? You need to find different ways, sir. But as you said, which sector is best in this current situation? I would say that is pharmacy, sir. Yes.
Yeah, I think this answer the question, Mr. Akhil. Now I request Rehan. I think he's asking question, raising hand from last long time. Rehan, please go ahead, unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, I had two quick questions actually. One is startups are marketing challenge that startup face, and second one is the talent retention for startups. The talents generally they don't stay; they leave very early. So how can we address this? Do you have any pointers or help in this line?
Yes, sir. So I'll tell you where does the startup face problems? The startup firstly face problem in branding. if you see a startup, they tend to work not for 9 hours. They tend to work for 18 hours, 17 hours, 50 hours a day. They don't go home. They sit at the workplace, they start work, they do work, and they are behind money. To be honest, they are behind money. Like, okay, I need to have this deal, I need to go for a deal, I need to go for this deal, I need to find another deal, I need to find this deal, I need to find investors, I need to find this people, that people. They're running behind every people. In this, they forget to brand, which is more important. Now, there are few employees, sorry, there are few startups where they think that, I don't need branding for now. For branding, I need to have deals, I need to have quick deals. The moment I start making deals, the moment I have deals, so that I can put on my website, right? For branding stuff, I can put on a website that I have collaborated with these people, recently I have collaborated with this company, I have gotten this much of customer attraction from this region, all these things, right? So mostly people focus there. But as the startups get investment point very less, they get good investment from different people, but mostly they utilize in other stuff more than branding. So branding is like more important, and many of the startups fail to do this. They, instead of branding, what they do is they hire people. They hire a creative team, they hire sales team, which is like a warriors team. They try to hire more and more people from sales team, and immediately if the person not working, they remove the thing. So many people actually fail to focus on branding, which is more important. Like branding, if you see Baiju's example, they were in the industry from 10 years. They were struggling to fill data. For 10 years, they were struggling to fill data. They started filling. And after 10 years down the line, when they were like, okay, now we have good amount of money, we have good amount of data, we have done a good work. Now we'll start doing branding. Then is when they approach Shah Rukh Khan to do an advertisement. That is there. The second question, which says that which you have asked, that why startups close very early. Again with the stuff that they start with a motto that we will do this, right? They have the product of their own. They want to start their business. They want to continue this. They have the eagerness. They start working. They start hiring people from the sales team. They start hiring people for the a bit from the finance team, from the creative team also, which is more important. Then the sales team, if they don't find good enough, so one person may not do anything for deals. They need a big team, like 5 members, 6 members, 7 members, 10 members in a sales team, who can directly go and talk to people. Now when they see that the product is not going well, there's no marketing, they slowly they start reducing the money, sorry, they're reducing the employees from different departments. The investment money they get, they don't use the investment money in a right place. Instead of using the money in the right place, they use it in some other wrong way. So they started decreasing the money started reducing. And immediately after the first financial year, the investors come to you and ask you, like, what is the profit now? We have given you this much of amount as an investment, what is the return? And to which, if they say that, so there's no probably there's no sales for our product, we've been struggling, we've been going there, this and that, the investor doesn't find interest to invest the second round of investment. So with that, they don't find any other investors also. And when there's no investor, you would find very difficult to run a startup. And many of them in this situation, they just take a back step and close the startup. I hope this answers your question, sir. Hello.
Yeah. Thank you for
Yeah.
the answer.
Yeah, I hope. Thank you very much. I think there is no questions now. So now I request our Professor Raza Ahmed Khan sir to just say a few words before winding up this session. And after this, I have some special announcement. I ask participants to wait. After filling the feedback, please don't leave. I have a special announcement after this. Raza Ahmed Khan sir, please go ahead. Raja sir, are you able to hear me? Okay. Otherwise, I request Nisar Ahmed sir, our CEO of Nawab Shalam Khan College of Engineering, please give some words about today's session and vote of thanks. So unmute yourself, sir, Nisar sir, and you please go ahead. Yeah, please.
Very good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for giving me time to talk and mention a few lines from my side. The very first time I heard about this entrepreneur session and familiarizing the students and especially the engineering stream students, since I am from the business school background, where I have read and I have graduated and mastered from MBA background, here I understand the importance of every technical person to even have this information and to have this business strategies in their mind, so that we should come out of the general expectation of getting employed. And sessions like this are very clearly a motivation and encouragement for engineers from all streams and branches to have their future businesses, where you are not employees yourself, you are employers. And when I say this, I really mean it, because at personal level, I have experienced many people who have initiated and took the initiative to involve in businesses, and they are sometimes, have proven to be better than MBA experts. And I'm not exaggerating this point. I have a friend of mine who did his engineering from probably, I think he was a mechanical, no, not mechanical, probably a civil engineer. And he ended up, getting a job in Google. And you will be amazed. First of all, he did his engineering from civil. Then he, joined an IT company, and the department he was working for was sales. Can you imagine? I mean, a very different variety. His education background is completely different to the company he joined. And then again, in that company, he ended up being being in the team of sales. And currently he is and I definitely, if someone is interested, I can pass on his details to you people. He is currently the head of some South Pacific region of Google sales. So what I mean is, there is no limit if you take things into a different perspective. You have to think out of the box. And sessions like this are really helpful, and they are really, how should I say, they are guiding students and potential candidates to reach at a certain stage, which is beneficial for them and to the broader community in total. So thank you very much, Mr. Samir, who have taken this initiative. And I equally thank Mujahid Hussaini sir, who is the main, how should I say, spock in entire exercise of this. And same time, all my other colleagues, including Raza Saab and my senior professors, and a special thank to Principal sir and to management, who have allowed us to take these initiatives to explore in a better way. Thank you very much from my side, and I hope we will have a very fruitful and beneficial sessions for every single person who wants to join, be it from Nawab Shalam or a person who are from outside Nawab Shalam family. Welcome all.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. Now I request Raza sir. So if I think there is some technical problem is coming from your side. So if possible, can you say a few words about this session? I think there is some technical issues are coming, so we are not able to hear you. So anyhow, thank you very much. And just before winding up, just few announcements are there. So this session actually we previously conducted in our college also before lockdown. So in month of March, first week we conducted. So after that we thought to start a training program for especially for our students. But unfortunately due to the lockdown, we are not able to conduct any kind of activity in college campus. That's why we are not able to conduct the training program. But now, because once everything is settled down now, so everything we are very much comfortable online. So just we are planning to conduct a training program on entrepreneurship development, especially for our students, Nawab Shah Alam Khan College of Students, most probably by next week. So all the announcement we are going to do within 1 or 2 days. So the dates, timing, all these things. So in this training program, most probably it will be 14 to 16 hours training program will be there. So most probably every day 2 to 2.5 hours. So it will be go for 1 week training program. So especially for next week, we're going to start for our students. And if any other students also interested, maybe we will consider to include with our students, or maybe for them we can conduct some other time. So in addition to that, so we can, when we start discussing about this orientation program, then our principal sir as well as our management as well as even we also thought to just open this session for everybody. So not only for our students, even for other students also we thought to open. That's why this session. So this session is coming open to everybody. So even people from outside of our college, as well as not only the students, even other peoples. Even I think even the question answer session also few people are there who already have some planning. They're already employing. They're having some planning to start the startup for their beneficial. So we thought to include this to everybody. So that's why this whatever the session is there, it's open to all, not only for the students. But for students, we are conducting separately training program. This training program will be completely online for next week. And after that, we used to have some kind of technical demonstration of your ideas, or students if having any project they complete done for them, we used to have some kind of demonstration session will be there. So for that, on particular one day, we'll see if possible online will make it. If not possible, maybe we can conduct some time when lockdown is completely open, when government giving permission to operate. At that time, we'll conduct in the college. So in that, especially from our students who's done very good, for them definitely depending upon the expert suggestion, expert advice, which is having very good potential to the project or to the economical viability is there. So that kind of product definitely we're going to give a kind of a prize we're going to give. So we used to have some 3 prizes will be there, first, second, and third, which is having very good ideas. So the prizes and whether what is those things, all these things, maybe we can inform you separately. This is only for our students. But for other students, if we conducting entrepreneurship program, we don't have this kind of thing. But definitely technical thing, whatever the detailed discussion, detailed explanation, everything will be there. So in addition to that, if any professionals, so they're not the students, they're having some few years of experience, they're having some good ideas. So from that good ideas, they want to make some kind of startups. For them, we used to conduct a detailed session. So that will be most probably in the month of August, first week we'll plan. That's completely depending upon the interest of individual. If individual sufficient number will be there, then definitely we're going to conduct. So that's why after this session, already a feedback link already we are shared. So I think some of the most of the participants are already filled. If anybody not filled, please fill that feedback form. So in addition to feedback form, actually we used to have one WhatsApp group. So actually this WhatsApp group I'm specially not shared to everybody. Only registration link and our Zoom ID only I shared in WhatsApp groups. So this now in this meeting I will share that WhatsApp group. If anybody has to interested from our from outside, especially from outside, not from our college, because from our college I think there is a lot of we having a lot of groups are there, lot of contact. Their contacts will be available with us, directly will contact. So this link, whatever the WhatsApp group we created, this exclusively for the other people other than Nawab Shah and other than Anwarulum group of institutions. So for them, we have direct contact. We can, whatever the information we have, we are going to share. So please don't join this in WhatsApp group, and your college WhatsApp group is available. And outside people who is available in this session, for them, I'm going to share one WhatsApp link. So please, by clicking that WhatsApp link, you can join your WhatsApp group. So in that group, whatever this kind of event, whatever the things are there upcoming for you, definitely we're going to share there, and this will be beneficial for you. That is my second announcement. And one more third announcement. So because in our Nawab Shah Alam Khan College of Engineering, we having an incubation center. So this, whatever the activities are there, these activities is performing under that incubation cell. So in that incubation cell, we started a few months back, and this is because in this pandemic situation, even in last 1-2 years also, our economy is not growing fast. Its economy is slowed down because of slowdown in economy. And after that, this major disaster of COVID-19, the employment is come down. So especially in our country, not only in our country, after COVID-19, everywhere employment is come down. So now the solution which is available in front of the graduate students as well as professionals who is working, so who's not satisfied with their job, for them it's a very good opportunity to start their own startups. So in our incubation center, normally we need to help our students to start their own enterprises, start their own startups. So in addition to our student, if somebody interested, so we thought, because our management is very much kind, that they need to support even other peoples also who's struggling in this, especially in this economical situation. So that's why we extended this to everybody. So what we are planning from this week, so this is considering as a first webinar in this series of employment, this entrepreneurship development. So we'll try to conduct this kind of webinars in every week, every week on the same day on Wednesday, because Wednesday is the middle of the week. So in this week, whatever the things you're learning, or whatever the things you're coming to know, so next 2 days, working days will be there. So if you want to go for some kind of loan or some kind of things, maybe you can utilize. That's why we plan on mid of the week on Wednesday. So in this Wednesday, most probably 4 to 5. But if any speaker is not available at 4 to 5, maybe we can shift it to some other time. Maybe most probably after 5 o'clock we can shift. Maybe 5 to 6, or maybe 6 to 7, or 7 to 8. Even if it is speaker is not comfortable and speaker is international speaker, he is comfortable in some late, so maybe we can conduct some 8 to 9. So 4 to 5 preferably we'll conduct at 4 to 5. But if 4 to 5 speaker is not available, then definitely we'll conduct some other time. But before 9 o'clock we'll conduct. So I think 8 to 9, 7 to 9, 7 to 8, or 8 to 9, if you conduct, maybe from comfort of your home you can listen. If this time you conduct, maybe if you're you're not in your office, you can attend this webinar from your home. If it is even office, from office also, from 4 to 5 you can attend this webinar. So most probably from next week we are conducting a different kind of webinars. In that webinars we are bringing expert from the industry, so who's already started their startups, or who are successfully running this startup, who having a consultant in this entrepreneurship, like today's our speaker Yaseen, Sarwat. So this kind of peoples we are bringing. So this whether we have direct contact, or maybe if Yaseen can help us, if somebody who successfully running startups, for them we'll try to bring one startup story in every week. So it's just like a startup story. That startup person can share his experience, share his knowledge, so that who is having the ideas, so that ideas they can work on that and they can start a startup. So these are my few announcements. So now I'm going to paste this WhatsApp link also. So if anybody is there, please join that group. Now I request Raza Ahmed sir to just before going, so please give some constructive comments and your vote of thanks. No, we are not able to hear you, sir. We can see you, but we are not able to hear you. Maybe. So just now I posted a WhatsApp chat group. If anybody interested, other than Nawab Shah, other than Anwarulum group of institution, please join in that WhatsApp group. Sir Radha sir, please go ahead. We are running out of time, almost 5:19 now. I think we are not able to hear, sir. Maybe some setting issues are there. Okay, anyway, thank you very much for your time. And with this, just I'll conclude this session. Thank you very much, Yaseen, Sarwat, for taking your valuable time and delivering a wonderful session on this incubation development. So whatever the things are there, we will be having in touch with you, and whatever the things are required from our student side as well as our faculty side, we'll be in touch with you in future. Thank you very much for your time. And I extend my thanks to all the participants for their patience listening, for their taking the valuable time and given the opportunity to us to give a wonderful session. So thank you very much, and definitely next week the same time we're going to meet on this webinar series. Thank you very much. If anybody is not fill the feedback form, again I am posting the feedback form. So please fill the feedback. If anybody is not filled, please fill. Already filled, not required to fill your feedback. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Yeah, now you audible, sir.
Yes, I think at the
So
end,
please you go
like,
ahead, sir. Give some your advices.
okay, just I wanted to share one a small thing. I have seen a WhatsApp story this morning that is for only for 10 minutes, but that story is very inspiring. You know, a boy from Gujarat, he comes to Bombay in search of a job. And then he applies in a software company for the post of a clerk. And then he gets interviewed by the manager of the company, wherein he asks so many questions, and at the end of the interview, the manager asks this boy, do you have an email ID? He says, no. What is an email ID? I don't know, because he belongs to a very uh, remote village. So he calls his father and asks, what is email? They are asking for an email. Then he goes about in the lanes and bylanes of Mumbai, and then tries to get the email to know about what is email. So what happens is somebody gives him an address that you go to that cyber cafe, and then you get your email from there. So when he goes there, the cyber cafe person, he asked him to give 60 rupees and then take a computer and sit down. And he was having less than 50 rupees at that time. So in order to get more than 60 rupees, what he does is he goes out, goes to the market, buys a kg of tomatoes, and then sells it for a margin of 10 rupees profit. And then he was surprised by the profit, and then he starts doing this business. He never turns back to the cyber cafe to make an email ID. And then he increases his business every day. Then he gets a cart for himself. And then after time passes, and then he grows in business, and then gets a small shop. And then he starts, he grows his business further. He starts import-export business, and then owns finally a big bungalow in Mumbai. And then some television companies, they take time from him and say that and ask about him. Okay, how did you get this much success? So what he shares is that if I had an email at that time, I would have been a clerk in that software office, in that successful software office. But because I didn't have that email, I ventured into the business, and then I was successful at the end. So I was hearing to the comments from some of the participants, like, this is not the right time. The good entrepreneurs are those who look for opportunities in times of crisis. You know, there are so many people nowadays, they are looking for opportunities regarding the basic needs of the people now. And then they are venturing into those businesses. So there is always an opportunity for people with entrepreneurship type of mentality. So we have to keep looking around for the possible business opportunities, and then we should have a tendency of creating business, creating opportunities, creating manufacturing units, and so on. So that is the type of initiative that should come from within. So this kind of training is required. And for that, we have initiated this incubation center at our institute at Nawab Shah Alam Khan College of Engineering Technology. I hope the students will take the benefit out of it. And then, as Mr. Yaseen Sarwat has rightly pointed out, that there is always a opportunity in times of crisis. We have to look around, we have to look for opportunities. And then I wish all the best to all of you. I especially thank Mr. Yaseen Sarwat for his wonderful presentation this evening. And then I must congratulate all the participants who have attended this seminar from our students, student community. There are so many researchers. I can see people from outside our campus throughout India. There are people who have attended this workshop. I'm thankful to the director and NSAKCET, Mr. Dr. Syed Mujahid Hussaini, for organizing such a wonderful presentation this evening. Thank you very much to all of you.